Good morning, everyone. Yes, it's very early in the morning right now. It's around 7 o'clock. In winter mornings, I usually wake up really early because I love winter mornings. So, yeah. Oh, the moon is still here, and the sun hasn't arrived yet. So, yeah, today I'm gonna teach one of my favorite topics, that is design patterns. Uh, Now, there are three types of design patterns. Okay, first of all, what are design patterns? Design patterns are the coding patterns which help us organize our code nicely and makes our code efficient and flexible. So these are some coding practices that as a software engineer we should do to make our code really good and flexible. So we're gonna start today, and I have brought my notes ready on the terrace. Look how beautiful it is. I've drawn this. It wasn't like that. It was just a plain book, and I've drawn this. Okay. So there are three types of design patterns. First is structural. Second is creational. Third is behavioral. So structural coding pattern is to organize the structure, like how the coding structure should be, how how every class and object should contact with each other, how they should be connected with each other. It is all defined by structural design pattern. Second is creational design pattern. So the creational design pattern is for how objects should be created. The creation of objects should be done efficiently, and there are some patterns for it which are defined in creational design pattern. Third is behavioral. How objects should communicate with each other, how they should behave, is defined in the behavioral design pattern. Today we're gonna study some of the creational design pattern. Tomorrow we're gonna look at the coding side. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you about the analogy today. Like, uh, what does that pattern mean? Okay, the patterns are quite really easy because the name only defines that what do they do. So let's start. Just like creational design pattern is used to create objects efficiently. Okay, the first pattern is singleton pattern. Okay, in singleton pattern, only one object can be created of a class. Usually when a class is created, you can create how many objects you like, but of singleton pattern, no matter how many times you try to initiate, the object will return the one and same object that was created first. Like, it won't allow you to create another object. Even if you write new and class name, it will give you back the object which existed. Why so? Because the class wants to keep a global object, so that everyone uses same object, everything uses the same object at the global point. Where, what is the use of that? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It actually does. It is used in logging and maintaining the database connection, and yeah, to keep the global. Like, if we want to log, okay, We don't want to make different objects for every other file. So logs for every other file are stored in another different objects. That won't be really efficient and flexible. So there will be only one object of logging which will log everything that is happening in the software. Another one is factory method. Okay, let me read the definition. One method to create object subclasses decide class to instantiate. Okay, so let me teach you using an example. Okay, like you are using a drawing app, you select shape. Okay, the program knows that the user can select shape, but the program doesn't know that user will select which shape, circle, square, rectangle, that is selected on the runtime. But we know the object will be created of a shape type, but we don't know which shape type, circle, rectangle, triangle, that is decided on the runtime by the user. Like, yeah, I just want to draw a circle. Okay, so there is one method that is called factory method, which creates object of only one type, like shape type. Okay, but which class it should instantiate is decided on the runtime. Like shape type, but which class, circle, triangle, rectangle, that is decided on the runtime, and the subclasses passes the type of the class. Hey, I just wanna get a circle because the user wants to draw a circle on the screen. That is the thing here. There is one method that is used to create object. The type of every object is same. Like the interface is implemented. Shape interface is implemented by all the classes called circle, like circle, square and all. And the class is then selected at the runtime that what should be instantiated. Then it abstract factory method. Interface to create families of related objects. Now for example, you go to furniture store. There's a very common example. I'm going to give you really common examples only because I've also, oh my god, the sun is looking beautiful. Look at that. Ouch. So yeah, what I was talking about, abstract factory method. So example, you go to a furniture store and there are like, the furniture store contains only tables and chairs, and there are two themes. First is Victoria and second is modern theme, and you want to like go for any one theme for your house. And if you go for a theme for your house, like I want to get a Victorian table at my house, you won't go for a modern chair, would you? Your house will look ugly because you have table and a chair with different theme, like a very bluish chair you have with a very reddish table. You don't want that. You would want to get themes, like everything of the same theme at your house. So the furniture store wants good for you, and if you choose to buy a Victorian table, they will only give you Victorian chair, not the modern chair. Of course, it's a set. So if something similar is happening in our code, like if another example, that if we want to create UI, okay, like buttons, tables, header, footer, we have to create UI components, but we have two different systems, Windows and Linux. We have to create all like the same UI component but for two different themes, Windows and Linux. So we don't want to change everything about our UI. This same thing, the function will remain same, okay. Some designs and size will change, okay. The function will remain same. So what abstract factory method is used to create such thing, like it creates, it is used, it defines an interface for creating products like chair and sofa and the concrete factories. Example, Victorian factory and modern factory implement the interface. Like it is an interface to create families of related object. So when you have to create the families of related object, you choose abstract method. Third thing is builder. When you have to construct a very complex object, for example, you go to a coffee shop, or let's take a burger shop, okay. You go to a burger shop and you give your order customized, like I want to get this patty, like with lot of dots. What is that? Till I don't know. I want to get a garlic patty, okay, and then I want some pork in it, and I want no lettuce, and I want the bread should be Italian. Okay, you give customized order. I am giving any example, okay. So the builder method is similar like that. It creates your object step by step. Like let's take a bread, okay. Which bread do you want? Italian bread, okay. Let's take a patty. Which patty do you want? I want aloo patty, okay. Put the aloo patty on it. I don't want lettuce. Remove the lettuce, okay. Means we're not gonna put lettuce like that. And do you want tomato? Yeah, I want cherry tomatoes to be put in my burger, okay. So let's put cherry tomatoes in your burger. So the builder method creates your object step by step. Yeah. Or another, let's take another example, that is car. For example, you want to create a software where you can customize your own car, like what engine do you want, okay, what color of car do you want. You just build your car step by step. How which coding method you would use to create this program? Builder. Remember that Pragati told you to use builder. Why? Because it's convention and the practice. Prototype. Now, prototype is used to create object from an existing object. Like Lata hasn't done her homework, and she is like, I don't want to waste my energy on doing homework that others have done, so let's just get anybody else's homework and get it photocopied. Lata is a smart one, so she just got the homework photocopied and showed her, like, oh, this is my homework, that photocopy thing. So this is what Lata did. This is known as prototype creational method. In prototype, you don't create object from the scratch. You clone another existing object and fix it in the new object. Like you'll be like, I want to when do you use this program, like what is the use of cloning? When creating an object is kind of expensive, like creating an object requires a lot of db reads or a lot of computational energy. So you just take an object which has gone through all this, like it has gone through db reads and computational energy it required. So you just clone that object without using all that. Object pool, the last one. So what is object pool? Have you heard about the string pool in Java, or how the objects work in Python? If you do, then you will understand this quite easily. Object pool is a pool of objects. Let me explain you with an analogy. Like when you go to hotel, okay, the hotel doesn't create new rooms for every visitor. It gives you the room it already has. It has a pool of rooms, like 1 to 93 rooms a hotel has, for an example. Okay, so if a visitor comes, like, I wanna live in this hotel for 2 days, so the hotel won't be like, oh, let me get you a new room, let's create a new room for you. It will assign the room to the visitor from 1 to 93 rooms which the hotel had. If it doesn't have any room empty, it will be like, oh, we don't have a room empty, can you please come later, or we cannot assign you a room. So and something similar scenario happens, right? So this is what object pool is about. Like there is a pool of objects, and from that pool only the objects are assigned and reused. Okay, this is what object pool is. I literally explained you with the analogy of a hotel. Same thing happens in the object pool. So let me give you a revision of what we learned today. Singleton, one instance globally, and it avoids duplicates and enables centralized control. Okay, second, factory method. It is an object creation by subclasses happens. There's one method which creates the object of the same interface, but the subclasses decides which object to instantiate, and it decouples the object creation logic from how the object should work. Okay, abstract factory method. It's a family of related objects, and it is used for consistent and interchanged families. Builder, step-by-step object creation, flexibility in construction, complex object construction. Prototype, it's for copying or cloning an object. Quick object creation reduces over. What have I written? Object pool, reusing objects, resource efficiency. So yeah, this is what we learned today. Well, I have another page that I've written something. Wait. When to use each method. Let me also tell you, it's a very short thing. Singleton need when you need exactly one instance, and when you need a global point of access. For example, logging service, configuration manager, database connection manager. That's what I told you when I was teaching you. Now the second one is factory method, where you need exact type of object. Exact type of object is known until runtime. Decouple the creation logic from the main logic. For example, drawing app creates shape, or passing files with different formats. There's another example. Let me tell you what is that example tells. Is that when you have a program of parsing files but you don't know that what file will come, like XML file or JSON file, so you give if conditions like if JSON comes, create the JSON object, if XML comes, create the XML object. So at the runtime the type of object is known, but at the compile time you don't know, so you give a type of interface. Abstract factory method: families of related objects that are meant to be work together, consistency across the object. Example: cross-platform UI. And in game development, the levels, according to the levels, the theme changes, but the main function is the same. Like the hero has to jump, okay, through the some obstacles, but just the color of obstacles changes and the color of hero's clothes changes. Everything remains same, okay, but the color changes. So that's when you use abstract factory method. You create different theme classes like Victoria and modern that I told you during the table chair example. It's kind of similar. Builder: many paths or configurations when you have during the object construction time. Create complex objects step by step. Reuse construction process to create different representation of objects. Like the object construction method is same, but the configuration of each object is different. Like we are customizing the objects, then you use build method. Example: building a meal, constructing report, header, footer, charts and table. So this is another example of a builder method. Prototype: copy an existing object. When creating new object is costly, like database query or heavy computation. Example: cloning graphic object in drawing app. So when someone is making something in the Photoshop, okay, so and when the person wants the exact duplicate of that object, it won't be like, hey, let's create the another object the same way that I created the first object from scratch. No one will do that. It will click on Control D to duplicate it. So that's how the cloning works. Object pool: limited resources, object creation and destruction is costly. When you have limited resources and the creation of destruction, like you in hotels, of course the creation and destruction of room is costly. So it doesn't create a new room for every visitor. It allocates the room it already has. Same thing with the object pool. Example: DB connection pool or thread pooling in multi-threaded applications. I hope you you understand what are the creational design patterns, because these are really fun. Tomorrow I'm going to show you the coding part tomorrow or in another video, but it's really fun. I love design patterns topic, and I hope I taught you everything right, because this time I had like gone through the internet and checked everything in my note whether it is correct or not. And